Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, you could subscribe. That'd be fantastic. I'm trying to build up the channel, or you could maybe hit the like button, or share the video, or dislike the video. I don't mind. I don't mind. Just any support you can give the channel is brilliant. So, if you've already subscribed, thanks very much, and welcome back. So, we have yet another excellent women's bout that took place in the early hours of the morning. I'm in the UK, so if you're in the US, it would have been late Friday night. This was a unification fight between Reis of the US and Canada's Jessica Camara. This was for the WBA and WBO super welterweight. No, let me get it right. Super lightweight titles. That's right, the WBO and WBA super lightweight titles. Again, this is between Reis and Jessica Camara. A few weeks ago, you may have seen Chantelle Cameron and Mary Magee fight another excellent fight for the other two super lightweight belts. Chantelle Cameron is now due to face the winner of this morning's fight, and the winner of that fight was Reis. She won a split decision over Jessica Camara. A hell of a tough fight, a hell of a close fight. The rounds were extremely difficult to score, a lot of those rounds. I watched it live and I made it 96-94 for Reis. If you said to me, no, I thought Camara won 96-94, or I thought it was a draw, I would have no argument with you whatsoever. It was one of those fights, lots and lots of swing rounds. And the thing about women's boxing, scoring women's boxing, is that I think it's more difficult to score than men's boxing because the rounds are only 2 minutes long. What I normally do if I'm scoring a men's fight, each round is 3 minutes. So I will divide each round into three separate minutes, if you like, almost like 3 little mini rounds. So if a guy wins the first 2 minutes, or the second 2 minutes, or the first and the third minute, he wins the round. You can't do that with women's boxing because there's only 2 minutes. So if one girl wins the first minute and then the other girl wins the second minute, you've then got to think, who won their minute more convincingly. I just find it much more difficult to score women's fights. I don't know about you, but anyway, what a great fight it was. Bit of backstory. Reis from the US. She has Native American heritage, very proud of her Native American heritage, understandably. And she's faced a who's who of female fighters, all the way up to middleweight. Her record is kind of unflattering. It's it's now 19 wins and 7 defeats and 1 draw. The victory over Camara was the 19th victory. Rather tellingly, of the 7 defeats, none have been by stoppage. And as far as the 19 wins go, only 5 have been by KO. I think she's also had a draw. So she's fought a who's who of female fighters. She twice fought Christina Hammer at middleweight, lost on points. She fought Hannah Gabriels at super welterweight, lost on points. She fought Cecilia Brakas for all the belts. What was that? Was that welterweight? I think it was. Yeah. Was it welterweight? Let me think now. Yes, it was welterweight. Undisputed welterweight title. She fought Cecilia Brakas and, again, lost on points. So she's been up to middleweight and now she's at super lightweight. And to be honest with you, it did show because in the sort of middle rounds, she flagged quite badly, almost as if she didn't have the energy. Maybe losing too much weight left her a little bit physically weak. Now, as far as Jessica Camara is concerned, the Canadian girl, she came in, I think, with 8 wins and 2 defeats. Was there a draw thrown in there? I don't think there was. No, I think it was 8 wins and 2 defeats. Had never scored a stoppage, ever. And had been stopped once early on in her career. But she'd actually earned the right to fight for the title by beating Heather Hardy over 8. That's the only recognisable name, or the only name that I know on her record. But she came in and she gave a brilliant account of herself. The first 2 rounds, I thought Reis won them. And it was noticeable that Reis was very much the bigger woman, at least in terms of physique, probably the physically the stronger woman. At the start of the second round, she tore out straight after Camara, really trying to impose her physique on her size, her strength. But Camara, to her absolute credit, maintained a lot of composure and started threading through some very, very well-timed and varied punches. The right hand especially was landing flush on Reis, and it's just as well that Camara doesn't have a knockout win to her name, because otherwise Reis could have been in trouble. Not much pop in the punches of Jessica Camara, at least on paper. Reis taking flush punches, nevertheless, was landing her own. I thought Reis won the first 2 rounds, and I thought Camara won the next 4. And then the last 4 I gave to Reis. But the only one of those that you couldn't really argue about was the final round. Because in the final round, Reis cut Camara. Camara was looking beaten up. Even though she was landing the sharper, more educated, more precise punches, Reis didn't have much damage to her face. Camara did, and in the final round she was cut. And although she was, as well as being physically exhausted, I think the cut really badly affected her. The doctor had a quick look at it, but you could see her body language, the look on her face. She was kind of unraveling, and it was just as well it was the final round, because Callie Reis unloaded with both fists. Camara hung on, saw out the final round, but you could even make a case for it being a 10-8, to be honest with you. It's just as well that was a 2-minute round and not a 3-minute round. Otherwise, Camara would have been in real trouble. So it is Callie Reis who will face Chantelle Cameron for all 4 belts further down the line, early next year. I think it's scheduled for, is it March? Did I hear March? Maybe not. I think it was March, but don't quote me on that. Jessica Camara can come again. Both these women are in their mid-30s, so they're no spring chicken they're not spring chickens as far as boxing's concerned. But they both gave a hell of a fight, left it all in the ring. Well done to Callie Reis, and commiserations to Jessica Camara. Yeah. So did you see the fight? If so, what did you think? Leave your comments below. There was a very funny story, just as an aside. This is true, actually. Jessica Camara, her second pro fight was against a woman called Erica Hernandez, and Camara won a decision. I think it was a 4-round decision. And afterwards, she asked Erica Hernandez out on a date. And Erica went with her, and they started dating. And earlier this year, they got married. Have you ever heard such a bizarre story? And who was it now? Was it Sergio Mora made the crack during the DAZN commentary that people normally get married first and then fight? with Erica Hernandez and Jessica Camara, it was the other way around. They fought and then they got married. And so I just thought that was really funny, you know? But anyway, I can't see that happening if Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury ever fight. I don't think anything similar is going to happen. But that was a funny story anyway, just to end this with. But yeah, what do you think of the fight? Did you see the fight? Who do you think is going to win out of Reis and Cameron? I get the impression Cameron will win. Possibly on points, I think. But that's just my first impression. So yeah, women's boxing is flying. Go watch the fight. It's on DAZN. I'll probably stick it on YouTube at some point. Well worth seeing. Leave your comments below, and yeah, you have a good weekend then. Take care.